We're live.
Well, hey, how about it? It's a Feel Good Friday. I got my Chicago Cubs jersey on, my World Series champion patch on it from 2016. I know it's been 5 years, but before that, it was a really long time. So I had a friend of mine actually who told me that because my hat says here it is, my hat has the World Series patch on it too, and he's like, you got to. I mean, when are you going to retire that thing? I'm like, when it falls off my head. I mean, like literally falls apart, not off my head. When it literally falls apart, I'm like, I'm going to wear that patch proudly for as long as I possibly can. So my Cubs took one on the chin yesterday. Season opener, losing to the Pirates 5-3. By the way, Billy, who's at work. I mean, we're at work right now. We're in the office, our studio located inside our newly renovated office. So he's out. He's working a dealer. Helping out, solving problems. So he will be here eventually. But welcome to Feel Good Friday. I'm Paul Sullivan. We've got Smith, our producer over there to the side. How you doing today, Smith?
Doing pretty well.
So I know you're not a big sports fan, but with the weather, we thought like, okay, in the South, it's like, okay, summer's here pretty much. Now all of a sudden, it's like, they tricked us. I don't know what the temperature was early this morning, but it was flipping cold.
37 degrees.
Yeah. I mean, what the crap is that? I mean, and I know at Wrigley Field up in Chicago yesterday, I mean, it was just brutal. I mean, they're playing baseball and it's like winter.
Well, we had the thunderstorms coming through yesterday, and then suddenly it's cold again.
Yeah, I mean, just absolutely ridiculous. Again, I mean, I don't want to be all whiny, here in the South. It gets warm and stays warm for a really long time. Where my family up north, I mean, it'll still be chilly up there for quite a while. I mean, my birthday, is in May, and I remember, as a kid, I mean, there were plenty of birthdays in May that were, I mean, it was cold. Like we were wearing a coat. And I'm not talking about a hoodie or a jacket. Like you're wearing a coat, like a full coat in May. So you just never know with Mother Nature. And just like you never know with Billy Merritt, basically, is he going to be here? Is he not going to be? No, again, he's on the phone. He's helping out. Solving some problems with the dealership. Which by the way, if you are a car dealership, if you own a dealership, if you are a general manager at a dealership, if you work at a car dealership and you'd like to use our service, we would love to help you. So you can find us on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook. You can go to billymerritt.com, find out all the information that you like, all that kind of good stuff. So again, we would love to help you out if you are in the car business. That's what we do. We solve problems. We move metal. That's kind of how we work it. Now, part of Feel Good Friday, by the way, Smith, I know we know now. You said when you sat in, a few weeks ago, you said you weren't really a beer drinker, and yet you were throwing that thing back like there was no tomorrow. But if Billy doesn't show up, I brought two. So I'm just saying. So so Sean's like, don't show up, Billy. Don't show up. Don't show up. So hey, let's move on to our beer of the week. It's part of things that we do here on our Feel Good Friday show. So what I do every week, I take a beer that I've tried and that I recommend. So I'm never going to give a bad review. I mean, if it's a bad beer, I'm not going to focus on it. I'm not going to spotlight it. So here's one. Now we originally had this set up for last week, but because we were doing the high school baseball team, we didn't want to mix that. It was just bad, bad form. So we didn't want to do that. So because the reason I picked this one, it's from Highland Brewing. You can see the 6-pack over there. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, see the 6-pack right there. Hey. Look at Smith doing the work. But it's actually Asheville, North Carolina. It's actually Asheville, North Carolina's first beer that they brewed out of there. And we actually worked a dealership in Asheville last week. So I kind of wanted to spotlight it last week, but that's okay. I mean, there's never, that's not a bad time. See, I start, talking about beer, and who shows up? Billy Merritt shows up. Look at that. Billy, what's up, man? How are you, my friend?
What's going on?
I told everybody you're out there, solving problems, working the dealers and, that kind of thing. That's what we do, that type of thing. So, hey, I brought a beer for you.
You know what I was doing is I've been on the phone with car dealers all day long, Paul, and I knew it was going to be a hit. But there's a huge demand for these one-day sales that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just talked to several dealers, and I think our biggest challenge is going to be actually overbooking.
Fitting them all in.
But we got some people that can do it, Joey. But the cool thing is I'm excited because I've been having to be in the office so much. I'm excited to get back out there on the parking lot.
Well, I mean, there is a little bit of magic. I mean, there really is. It's kind of hard to describe, but there's a little bit of magic when you're on the lot, like the original Buyback Billy, when you're there, it's like a big party. You bring all the kind of, the big balloons, and you just put on the like what I like to call the show.
Yeah, absolutely. It's eye candy, with the inflatables. And I've ordered some huge inflatables, like 30-foot Eagles. Believe it or not, an American Eagle, red, white, and blue, star-spangled, striped up American Eagle. The only place you can get a 30-footer is from China.
That's just wrong. That is just wrong. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. So we're kind of in the middle of the Gaelic Ale as the beer of the week. So cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Again, this Gaelic Ale from Highland Brewing Company in Asheville, North Carolina. We did a dealership in Asheville last week. This is the first beer out of Asheville. It's voted a #1 all-around beer for 5 years running. It's really good. It's 5.5 ABV. That's alcohol per volume, but it's got like a rich, kind of malty sweetness with a little bit of hops. So it doesn't taste bitter. So it's kind of a smooth thing. So what'd you think?
I think it's really good. And when it's time, I know I don't want to interrupt your show, but when it's time, I want to add the story time by Billy today. You want to hang around for story time by Billy because I have a story from last weekend that you want to hear about.
Okay, so stick around for Billy's story time. So, we were talking about my Cubs took one on the chin yesterday. They lost. Braves lost yesterday. So kind of a ho-hum day for our teams, but a very good week for the Braves tickets. You guys sold a lot of those Braves tickets for the fundraiser.
Yes, absolutely.
So I know now, are there still some left?
Yeah, we still have a few left.
Good.
Today was the cutoff, but we extended it for the slow pokes. I think the coach said, we can wait up to the day of the. I said, Coach, don't say that.
Hey, thanks again, by the way, to Coach.
That was a great show.
Coach Jones and Nathan Lingenfelter for joining the show last week. Had a great time. And again, a very cool fundraiser. If you're unaware about what the fundraiser is, there are Braves tickets that you can buy. The money goes to help the Coffee High baseball team. Tickets, by the way, very cool. Less than $20 for the tickets. There's a bunch of different games. Smith, he'll put the link up there either now or when the show's over. I kind of put him on the spot there. So whenever he has time to put that link up there.
He loves it when you do that.
I know. Well, I mean, you're like the king of doing that. So, I mean,
straight to the club on Facebook.
Straight to the what?
Straight to the club on Facebook.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Wherever they get the tickets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So while he's doing that, that brings up our next point. With Major League Baseball and a lot of these other places finally starting to open up and allow fans to go to the games. And summer, coming right up around the corner. So it's going to be family vacations, travel time, things like that. So it brings up the point of social distancing and what to do about seeing our friends and family, in other places. So I have a question for the viewers. First of all, do you plan on taking a vacation? Because I know a lot of them got canceled. A lot of people postponed them, things like that in 2020. So the question is, do you plan on taking a vacation in 2021? Where are you going? And are you planning on driving or are you going to go ahead and fly? So that's what I kind of want to know. Do you have a vacation plan this year?
Yes.
Where are you guys planning on going this year?
We're going to go to Amelia Island. That's kind of a little second home.
That's not a vacation really for you. You go there all the time.
Hey, speaking of story time, I'll tell you.
Is that what it is? Is that part of story time? Billy's story time coming up. Billy's story time. You want to make sure you stick around for that.
Man, I have the privilege of going to a lot of cool places to meet some really cool people at these dealerships. And a lot of them are in wonderful places. So I treat working like a vacation. When I was able to go down to Miami the other day and see some dealers and I'm going back there, it's, I like,
it looks like we got another dealer.
They're calling like crazy. And I'm very thankful, very thankful.
They want to get that 1 day sale.
We've seen, we had the just rocket ship ride, of events, Facebook events. When you have something wonderful in the market, people copy it. That was great. We've been copied by everybody. But now people are like, what is this 1 day event? What is this 1 day event? And we're seeing that little peak again. It's not the same, not yet the same rocket ship ride as the Facebook events were, but I see the potential there.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's already good.
I think it's going to be a big deal, just like you do. People are understanding it and seeing it going, wait a minute, this is new. This is different. This is going to be a big thing. Now, will you be touching that again later in Billy's story time? The 1 day sale? Will you be describing that?
No, I'll do it now if you want me to.
Why don't you do it now?
Okay.
I know you've just been waiting.
Yep. So this is Feel Good Friday with Paul Sullivan and Billy Merritt. I was going to tell Smith to use a commercial. Actually, that would have been perfect. I should.
Yeah, it was a good start.
Yeah. I'll leave the beer down. Okay. Now you can start the commercial.
Mr. Dealer, my name is Billy Merritt. This is Paul Sullivan. We are the inventors of the 1 day sale. What's so big about a 1 day sale? Well, for 7 days, we're going to set a massive amount of appointments on Saturday for you. Friday, we're going to show up. We're going to bring big cold air balloons, inflatable balloons up to 32 foot tall, maybe a gorilla, maybe Godzilla, maybe something like that, maybe an American eagle. And then we're going to have massive amounts of appointments set for Saturday. You're going to be flooded with traffic. Paul and I and a couple of salespeople will be there to help you sell those cars. And it's not going to cost you nearly as much as a normally huge staffed event.
Right.
Because we're just going to be there for one day, but we'll sell just as many cars as the guys who hang around for 7 to 10 days.
Absolutely. And when you say that we're only going to be here for one day, that day is going to be big. It's going to be really big.
Yeah.
So it is going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to doing that. So again, remember, if you're a car dealership or you work at one and you want to find out about our one-day sale or our regular Facebook events, because again, we do those as well, and they are still very successful. You can go to BillyMerritt.com for all the details. You can message us, call us, all that kind of good stuff. You can even put a message here on this show in the comments. So Smith, do we have any comments? Speaking of,
We sure do. I'm going to start from the top.
sure.
That was a great commercial.
Yes. Mary Sullivan Moore says,
Mom.
good morning. Kim Ledbetter says, hello from Paris, Texas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to get him on the show playing his piano one day.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, he's great.
Amy Strausberger says, it's cold, it's windy, but when it's the Cubs, you suck it up.
That's right. They had a really cold opening day
I
yesterday.
bet they did.
In Chicago.
We got the link
Every day's
down
cold in
on
Chicago.
Barry Crocker says, never stopped traveling, headed to Illinois later
I actually went
this
to high
month.
school with Barry. He lives out in Arizona, so I hope it warms up for you, dude. If you're going to Chicago, if you're going to Illinois later this month, I hope it warms up for you.
Chance Bridgen says, Angry Orchard. That's what he meant to say anyway.
Yep.
Angry Orchard hard cider.
It looks like he's
Good
been
one.
into the Angry
It
Orchard
looks
already.
like it. Looks like he may have had several of those Angry Orchard hard ciders. In fact, oh no, he fixed it. There it is. By the way, speaking of Smith, isn't that what you said you liked?
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah. So which one do you like? Which flavor?
Just the what is it? Crisp apple, I think.
Mhm.
I think that's the one.
I may have to bring one of those in, just for the beer of the week, just for Smith.
So,
It's not really beer.
I was going to say for the girls in the.
that's it.
I
Chance taking the hit there.
That's my
Chance
boy,
and
though.
Smith.
That's my boy.
all I drink is either girly drinks or liquor. There's no in between.
Girly drinks are liquor. So
I don't
so
know
it's
why.
like, I want something with an umbrella in it, or I want a shot of Jack.
Wait
Something
until
like
you
that.
hear about Billy's story time.
Now I'm getting excited about Billy's story time. By the way, I don't know what he's talking about either. This is completely new to us. So what are some other comments that we have there, Smith?
Kim Ledbetter says the piano would be fun.
Let's do that then. Schedule
Yeah.
that, Smith.
Okay.
And Kim, we don't always drink beer, so I know I think he's a teetotaler, so
Okay.
that we'll do it on we appreciate you, and we would love to have you on the show playing that piano. He plays it. You can actually go to his personal Facebook page right there and scroll down, and he's got some really cool. I think you'd really like it, Smith.
Yeah, I need to check more of that out. Barry Crocker says we went to kindergarten together. You're old.
So are you, dude? No, yeah, we did. We went to school for a long time. He's a really good dude.
Chance gave me the middle finger.
Oh,
That's right.
Chance. Can't take a joke, can he? Chance just, he just cannot take the joke. I'm giving you the middle finger.
Love y'all fellas too.
There it is. So again, don't forget about the question. We want to know if you're planning on taking a vacation this year, and if you're, where you planning on going, and if you're going, are you planning on flying or driving? Now, you talked about going to Amelia Island, which is easily within driving distance.
Yes.
I'm just saying it's
Mhm.
easily within driving distance, but you're going to fly, aren't you?
Or
Or are you taking the whole family?
we're taking the whole family surfboards and stuff. I actually many times we do drive because it is 2.5 hours you're there, and then if you drive there, you got your car.
Right.
Eventually, goals, a house there on the island, and like a Jeep Wrangler that we keep at the airport,
Okay.
so that when we fly from here to there, hop in your own Jeep and tool around the
You
island.
should really have like the buyback Billy Bronco.
That would be cool. Man, that
Buyback
would be
Billy
cool.
Bronco. I just, it just rolls off the tongue there.
Yeah,
Buyback Billy Bronco.
I think that's a good idea.
Maybe Paul Thigpen can hook you up or something.
Yeah, they're having a big event coming up.
Yes, they are.
Very big event. By the way, I want to, while we have some viewers right here watching, I want to let you know. Wait, you
I
hesitate?
thought you, I was going to take a
Go
break,
ahead.
and I thought you were going to
This
do
is your show, man.
a commercial. So I was like,
So-
I'll wait.
If you have an idea for a show or a guest that would be great for the show, let us know. One thing that we started doing that's really paid off is instead of having a show every single day, And we're going to have a show every Friday. We always have the Wednesday show.
Right.
We want to make sure that we have something with substance and something that people actually like to watch. So if you have any ideas for the show, let us know. Comment. If you have someone who would be a great guest on the show, comment and let us know. So
that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's a very great
Hey,
idea.
I see that I can't see the comment, but I can see his name. Ray just booked a bachelor party houseboat on Lake Cumberland. Oh man, that's going to be a good time. That's going to be. Have you ever been there?
I haven't. Bachelor party. So you're getting married, Ray Mooch?
That's what it looks like. I mean, unless he's like in the wedding party.
Right.
You know, so Ray, are you getting married, dude?
Right.
Are you already married or?
No, he's not already married because he went down to.
He's got the picture of his.
He went down to Key West with her. Beautiful lady.
Okay.
Ray's. I guess he's a good looking guy, but she seems to be way prettier than he is good looking. For me.
Ray, you're gonna marry up. Okay.
So, but he took her down to Key West. All these fancy pictures back, showing off his beautiful scenery, his beautiful girlfriend. Maybe it's fiance. Guess who didn't get called to come down there?
You.
Or you.
I know. He didn't call any of us. He was there with it. We're gonna
I
call
appreciate Ray. I appreciate Ray. He's one of my favorite people.
We're gonna call her your fiance.
Until
we're gonna call you out, Ray.
Yeah. And then now the booking the party on some big lake. I haven't heard about this. Well, I guess he did tell us about it right now. Yeah. Anyway. So
other than Amelia Island, are you leaving the country this year? You plan on leaving the country at all?
I think so. I'd love to, once it's a little bit more normal to travel around, we'd love to go to Bahamas at least.
Okay.
I'd love to go to Europe and all those places. Definitely somewhere I want to go. But until you've really just seen everything in the United States and, people travel from all over the country to Cancun and to the Bahamas and Jamaica. And I mean, they're the islands that are close to us. I just feel like it makes more sense to see all the things closer first,
Well, in travel, regardless whether you like it or not, I mean, travel is going to be, I'll just say different. I won't say difficult. It'll just be different. So, with COVID and all the precautions and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be different when you're going to be traveling. So, you're right. It may be a little more of a headache, and especially traveling outside of the country. So you may want to just, check out, but there's plenty of cool stuff, that's in the United States. I've still never been to the Grand Canyon. I want to go there. Never been to New York City, never been to Boston. So, there's a lot. I've never been to California.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's lots of places that I'd like to go, in the country.
You got to go to the Grand Canyon. That's the coolest place I've ever been besides flying into Key West. Two coolest things I've ever done is flying to the Grand Canyon and flying to the islands of Key West.
So you actually flew into the Grand Canyon
and landed on the floor.
That's cool.
Landed on the floor.
That's pretty cool.
And got out. They turned the helicopter off, and it was so quiet. It's the quietest place I've ever been.
Wow.
The quietness was loud.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I want to do that. Smith, have you ever been?
I have not.
To the Grand Canyon? Now Smith is you're kind of a hermit.
Yes, that's very accurate.
Chance is definitely on the orchard. I'm sorry to cut you off, Smith.
Yeah.
Chance is on the orchard.
I don't know too many Dominican Republicans. Chance.
He's starting a Dominican Republican.
He's starting a new political party.
I mean,
he started day drinking early today.
Either that or he just uses that word so many times.
I think he was up late last night doing some pressure
washing.
Yeah.
Hey.
He's like, he hadn't even caught up with his sleep yet this morning.
Right. He may be trying to pressure wash while he's watching us on his phone for all we know. So maybe he's trying to do that. But hey, we appreciate it.
Dominican, that I hear it's beautiful there.
Never been.
Yeah.
Have you ever been?
Nope. I flew over it.
So Smith, what's the farthest that you've gotten away from Georgia?
I'm pretty sure Tennessee's as far as I've gone.
That's it?
I mean, if you haven't gone to Chicago, you wouldn't be any different.
No, yes, I have. I've been to other places by Chicago.
I said if you had not been to Chicago, you wouldn't be any different than him.
Oh, okay. If I wasn't from Chicago.
You went from Chicago straight to Douglas.
No, I didn't.
And then Alabama.
I lived in Michigan. I lived in Alabama. I lived in Georgia. But I traveled. I mean, I've been to Spokane, Washington. I've been to New Orleans. Florida, of course, all the Southeast where he is, and like down here, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, Wisconsin. I mean, that's just off the top of my head. See, so I mean, I've probably been to, I don't know, maybe 15 states. Okay. Something like that. 15.
You haven't been to New York.
No, I have not. That's why I said I would, that's one of the places I want to go. And I want to go to Boston. I want to go to Boston. I want to go to the Sam Adams Boston Brewery.
The fact that I've been to Boston many times and you haven't is just.
Now what why did you go to Boston? Was it just a trip or was it work?
I was doing a big event just outside of Boston.
There it is.
And I remember riding in that van with all those salespeople, and Eminem came on. If you had one shot, that was our one shot at having a big event in Boston. We had a pretty big event.
Well, why don't you book another one? I'll go with you.
I need to. Ray Mucci, he's closer than us. Let Ray.
Yeah,
book us something.
Let Ray and his fiance, wink, wink, book us one. Get that done. All right. So let's move on. We've got the classic rock revisit. This week, this is a band. This is a band from Wisconsin, a place I've been. Okay, I'm just saying. But the Bodines, who, by the way, Smith put a space in between there. There's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be Bodeans.
I seen this little space right there and thought.
So, yeah, Bodines. But now, have you ever heard of the Bodines?
I have not.
Okay.
I've heard of Jethro Bodine.
Jethro Bodine. Smith, have you ever heard of them?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of a northern band. I mean they had their big one-hit wonder was closer to free, and that was there was a TV show on Fox like the mid 90s called Party of Five, and that was the theme song. So that was kind of their big as far as chart success. But on rock radio they had some singles, but really big. They're from Milwaukee. And I mean, really big up north, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, that whole area. They're super popular, but they're such a good live band. I mean, they, when tours were still going on, I know they're slowly starting to try to come back, concerts and things like that. But when they were in full force, they traveled the whole country. I mean, I saw them up in, I saw them in Virginia, saw them in Chicago several times, saw them in Atlanta once. So, I mean, just a really good live band, but check them out. The album from 1991, it's the 30-year anniversary of Black and White is the title of it, but it's a very cool mixture. I mean, it's a really quality album, but it reminds me like when you put this on, you get to play the whole thing through and it's like hanging out with an old friend. It's just an easy listen to. There's nothing harsh, so it's not like a hard rock or anything like that. It's kind of a mixture of, there's a little bit of country in there, actually, some blues, pop, rock. I mean, just some really good stuff. But check it out. Check out the Bodines. It's a really, really good album. And again, one of my favorite bands to go check out live.
And
really good.
I'm interested. You've got me intrigued by this band. Now, make sure you hang around for Story Time with Billy.
Story Time with Billy.
And I love our faithful viewers and listeners, watchers. Candace had a great idea for someone to put on the show.
What was Candace's idea?
How about a show with someone in the medical field?
We can do that for sure. She had another idea that I really liked.
Or Dominic Lauricia.
All right, Dominic Lauricia. I've talked to him. He said he would come on the show. He's our state senator. Is that right? Or representative?
I think he's a representative.
Okay. So he's our representative. And he's up there doing a lot of important work at the state capitol. He really takes it seriously. And I would love to have him on and talk about some of the things that he's having to deal with in the Georgia politics. Real quick, I want to talk about politics. Okay.
All right.
We all focus on, or most people focus on, the president and the vice president and the U.S. senators and things like that. That's important. But the most important politics we need to be focused on is our local politics.
Yeah.
Your town mayor, your town city council, your local representatives, your state representatives. You know what I'm saying? So you can get a lot more done. And I like doers, not just commentators.
Right.
If you want to make a difference, which we all should try to make things better, then start with your local politics. By the way, there's a rumor floating out there that Paul Sullivan's going to run for mayor.
You are so wrong. That's about as real as that rumor that Buyback Billy's going to be president.
But yeah, somebody tag and set it up. Tag Dominic. He's on my friend list.
And one thing that I really like about Dominic is that not only is he super intelligent and he's up there working hard, it's like that, he is such a down to earth guy. When he comes back, and I mean he's accessible. I mean I've talked to him several times, and he's very friendly. Maybe giving him too much credit now. I'll give him all the credit in the world. He's a really good guy, really easy to talk to. Again, super intelligent dude.
That part.
I'm not kissing up to him. I mean,
super intelligent.
I think so. Yeah,
I think he's just down to earth.
All right, then I'll just say he's way smarter than I am.
I'll
I'll give him that, which I'm sure you'll agree with that. So
I don't disagree.
See, See, so there that is.
Everything's relative.
So Billy's story time. All right. Are you ready for Billy's story time, or do we
Ready.
need to kill some time a little bit?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, I mean, I wish Smith would have known this. We could have put on like a, some little kiddie music or something.
Yeah, that would have been
Welcome
fun.
to Billy's story time.
But the kiddie music would have been, what do they call that? A spoof or a parody, because this isn't for the kiddie.
Billy's story time is not for the weak at heart. It's not for the
All right,
children.
I had some people, some good friends of mine that went on a trip with me this past weekend. They're nervous right now if they're watching. They're scared I'm about to drop their names on them out there. Mm-hmm.
All right, I can't wait for this. So,
all right, so last Saturday we had prom pictures with all the seniors and juniors locally. So Trevor was a senior and had all the different pictures. Had to run all over town. Stressful afternoon, mama's
sure.
Okay. Great pictures. And then that night we got to go hang out with some of our friends, go have dinner, but it was a short dinner because this couple also had people who were seniors or juniors, and they had a bunch of jumping around as well.
Right.
So everyone was exhausted. Like, man, we're getting old. It's time to go home. I said, but I have an idea. Let's get up in the morning, fly to the island, have brunch at one of our former sponsors. They need to get back on here. Salty Pelican.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful food. The food was great, but they had a problem.
Oh,
they offered bottomless drinks, right? Orange juice and I think it's mimosas. Is that what they call them?
Oh, so alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay. Bottomless alcohol.
Bottomless mimosas. And I needed to get my vitamin C.
Well, of course. I mean, that's, you got to do that.
Well, and they
Trying
had
to
this
stay healthy
signature
and all.
drink there as well, the Bloody Mary.
Mhm.
So my friends got them a couple of Bloody Marys,
Okay.
and then I said, hey, you need some of the other drinks, the mimosas. Everybody needs their vitamin C. So everybody really got a lot of vitamin C.
Okay. Well, again, trying to stay healthy. I mean, COVID and all. So
Yeah.
that's responsible.
Now, when I
think.
talk about my friends, I'm talking about some very laid back, under the radar. They don't even get on here and comment. You think they're just quiet, laid back, never get too rowdy. Well, we left there and went walking downtown. A couple other little stops. I won't call it a bar crawl,
Mhm.
but it was very close, very
Okay.
similar. I don't know the difference between what we did in the bar crawl. So I don't know if you ever heard of Pirates Punch at the world's oldest bar down there. And then they got this great little place where you can get chocolate martinis, stuff like this. Now we're talking about lunch, before lunch.
So wait, what time did you guys get there, like to have breakfast or brunch? I mean, what time did you guys start eating?
11 a.m.
Okay.
11 a.m.
All right. So right about the time our show starts.
Yes.
So, maybe that's a challenge.
Mhm.
Maybe we need to line up, however many mimosas and chocolate martinis and, and all that kind of stuff and see if we can do it in an hour.
I'll tell you what'll happen if you do it in an hour.
We'll get about halfway through the show and then it'll be like,
The Amelia, so Salty Pelican, the Decantery, the Palace, the Amelia Brew House, the
that's
brewery,
those
Amelia
beers.
Brewer. We went there. We went to all these places. We went to all these places and spent quite a bit of time there. By 3 p.m.
So all this was in 4 hours.
Yes. And by 3 p.m. it was time to come back home. Now I'm a student pilot, but I sat nowhere near the controls on the way home because we had a pilot that
Sure.
was sitting there waiting on us. But not only that, but my friends, they're pointing the fingers at they decided they needed some drinks for the ride home.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were in.
And are you going to give us a hint on who these friends are?
I don't want to do them like that, but
What
one of them's in the medical field and one of them's in the former law enforcement officer.
okay. Former law.
I'm giving them a hard time. It's probably my fault. Yeah,
Yes. They were just following Billy's lead. That's all
Yeah.
it was. There's like, we just followed Billy.
Needless to say, I like to work out on Sunday afternoon, get ready for the week.
Yep.
And I like to come up here and check on you guys. But I did check to make sure you had everything. Once I knew you and Jamie and everybody had things under control, I went to bed early Sunday.
So what's your normal Sunday workout? mean, do you do the same thing or do you switch it up?
I switch it up. So I'm constantly switching it up, for health benefits. But usually a lot of squatting, a lot of heavy squatting, something that's going to engage your total body.
Okay. So then this past Sunday, did you work out at all? Or
That was the past Sunday.
okay.
Yeah, that was where we were. Yeah, we worked out on. Yeah,
So, but it's like when you got home, obviously you were not working out.
No, it was.
So you were lifting. You were lifting while you were. So you were lifting.
Biceps are important.
Gotcha. So no names. We're not gonna.
No names.
Okay.
No names.
Medical field, former law enforcement. You know who you are.
Get them on the show to tell the story. There's two sides to every story, right?
Well, that's true. That's why I said they're probably blaming.
We let them
you.
defend themselves.
Yeah, they're probably blaming you on everything. They're like, yeah, we were just following Billy. We were just following Billy.
Yeah.
You need to take Smith on the bar crawl.
I'm not sure about that, but I tell you what, we do need.
You'll see a whole new
side
side of me.
We got to do a show from down there. We can't do it next Friday because we're going to be in Vidalia.
Right. We'll get it done. Well, sometime this summer we'll be there.
Yep.
We'll get it done sometime this summer. And we got to get Smith somewhere farther than Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So
I took him to Miami.
is that farther than Tennessee?
No idea.
It's about the same.
Where in Tennessee?
It was in the mountains around Dollywood.
Around Dollywood.
He loves Dollywood.
Around Dollywood.
He loves some Dollywood.
And he almost
time.
said it like it was a question. Like I was supposed to know, like around Dollywood. It's like, I don't know. I wasn't there. What was it or wasn't it?
Not sure.
So, but he needs to find out which is farther away, Dollywood or Miami, to see if see if you took him on his farthest trip or if Dollywood was the farthest trip.
Okay, so Dollywood is in Pigeon Forge.
Yep,
Looks like.
Pigeon Forge. Mhm.
Okay.
That's North Carolina. He went to Pigeon Forge. He got so many dealers texting me right now.
Okay, so that's 7 hours, 18 minutes ago.
Okay.
Away.
Miami's further.
Miami.
Yep, Miami's further.
It was on a plane, so that definitely 7 hours, 25 minutes. Okay.
Yep, so Miami. So you just see. So congratulations.
beat
You
it.
took Smith on his furthest trip when you took him to Miami.
Yeah.
So
That's
there.
pretty cool.
So we have to go further than about 7.5 hours, right?
Yes.
All right. So we'll have to plan it out. Got to make this a goal. We got to get Smith further than 7.5 hours away from Douglas, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know you need to take those.
No. I'm good.
Okay.
I want to do my part on the show.
Okay. Well, I mean, I had some things that I had to take care of anyway, so I was trying to get kind of a condensed show. So I didn't want to keep you. Again, any comments, Smith? We'll go to the comments real quick.
I think a couple people tagged Dominic. I appreciate that. He said he had to. He's busy, but he's going to try to get on here at some point.
Dominic did.
Yeah.
Hey, Jordan Peach. See, he switched up on me. See, now he's saying go Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to poke fun at me last time, and then I poked fun at him. So see, now he's on my team. Go Cubs. By the way, Cubs are off today. They played yesterday. It's like they haven't had a season. They play one game and then they give them a day off. It makes no sense to me. I don't get it. I don't understand because they're always talking about how athletes are tired. They put them through the grind, all that kind of stuff. You played one game and then you give them a day off. It just makes no sense. But,
Catch a doubleheader in Warner Robins today. The Trojans are playing this evening.
well, give us an update on the Trojans. How are they doing now?
It's great. We just won our last game. We're in region play now, so if we win tonight, we'll have a little streak going, and then we can hopefully sweep the veterans from.
By the way, do you know the date off the top of your head? Do you remember when they play at Braves Park, at Truist Park?
I do not.
When they play that, because the Coffee Eye Trojan baseball team actually gets to play on the field, which is really cool.
That's so.
I mean, I know it's in April, but I don't remember when, or is it May? Is it April or May?
Yes.
April.
Yes.
Okay.
Or
So
May.
it's in April or May. One of those. Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks so much for the information.
Yes. Anytime.
Super fan over here. And don't forget about if you want to get involved with the fundraiser, there are still some tickets for that. My mom is, what is she? She's trying to comment, but I can't see it.
April gave you the date there. It's in April.
April
16th.
Smith has this stuff like this tiny. I mean, it's like, come on, dude. Really? There it is. Okay. April 16th. Thank you, April, for giving us the information. So April 16th is when they actually get to play on the field. That's going to be so cool for them.
That's going to be so cool.
That's really cool. Did you ever take your kids where they got to run the bases at Braves?
No, they didn't get run the bases while I was there. We took them to a couple games at the old stadium, but never got to run the bases.
That's pretty cool. I took my grandkids to run the bases at at SunTrust Park. And it's just really neat. I mean, I have to admit, I mean, I felt, kind of tingly. I mean, I didn't actually run the bases, but I was like kind of standing. I was on the field itself.
Could you run all 4 bases?
Probably not.
Okay.
Probably play like beer softball or something. I'd probably do that. Smith, you ever play beer softball?
There's actually a competition where you run 3 miles. So it's like a 3-mile run. It's a beer run. You drink.
Oh yeah.
You drink a beer, run a mile. Drink a beer, run a mile. Drink a beer, run a mile. Drink a beer. You could,
Smith, you think you can pull that off? And we'll call it the Orchard Run. We'll get you and Chance. You guys can compete each other. See who wins the Orchard Run.
I think I could do that.
The Angry Orchard Run. Drink an Angry Orchard, run a mile. Drink an Angry Orchard, run a mile. Maybe we'll do like where they got to ride the bike. That 1 mile, because that's what Sean does. Smith, he rides his bike.
That's
way easier.
He could, but this make it a little more difficult and make it where Paul could actually participate. You ride the bike and you get a sidecar and you just roll him around for the mile.
I'm in.
This is kind of funny. I've actually really been working on my balance, like seeing how far I can go with no hands. I've been going around the pond like multiple times, just doing this. Great time.
Smith was going to be 2-fisted riding his bicycle. Drinking.
Now I just need a unicycle.
Stay off the road.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
We actually gave Smith a little bit of extra time this week, and he's been taking full advantage of it, practicing riding his bicycle, no hands.
Look, Mom, no hands.
All right. So what did my mom say right before April?
You could bring him to Chicago and see your family as well.
Yeah, the Buyback Billy, the plane. What do you Buyback Billy Express?
Yeah.
Although that Express doesn't seem to be expressing anywhere except the beach.
So beach dealers need to sell cars too. Speaking of buyback and the airplane, we do buyback events for cars. I got a mailer this week said, "Hey, we want to buy your plane."
So are you gonna sell it?
Nah. Then you have to replace it. You can't replace it because you can sell it for a lot of money, but aircraft's very expensive now.
So we're gonna start doing plane buyback events?
I think that's the thing. I think that's the move right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, let's do it.
All right.
If you have a bunch of planes you like to sell,
Yeah.
If you're an airplane dealer, maybe we'll handle that for you too. We do have a big event coming up next weekend for the 1-day sale. We do want to talk about that just real quick again before we close out the show. The 1-day sales event, it's going to be a big deal. We're actually taking, we're going to go to a dealer. We're going to set up balloons, make it a big, party on site, if you will. But all throughout the week, we're going to be setting up appointments for customers all on one day on Saturday. So again, it's going to be a really big deal. If you're a dealership looking for something fun, something exciting, something new and different too. It hasn't been done. So, I mean, it's really, it's just something unique. Be the first one in your market to do the 1-day sale. So,
yeah. And the reason people don't do it is hard work. You know what I'm saying? And hard work pays off. And, we are willing to come early, even the day early, to get everything set up with the balloons. And I'm negotiating buying some even more. I want to have all kind of inflatables, and so we can do multiple events at one time. But anyway, we'll come make the lot look beautiful, balloon like you've never ballooned before. We'll work from 8 a.m. to 12 midnight if we have to make sure you sell enough cars to where it's just like a huge ROI for you. And we can do that because we're not having to grind it 6 days a week like a lot of people are,
Right.
So,
well, I told you the other day when we were talking about it, trying to put this whole thing together, the idea, the concept, everything. And I had said, this only works if the dealership's all in.
mm-hmm.
I mean, because like you said, it's a lot of work. I mean, you got to put all the stuff together. You got to get your entire staff ready to go, upbeat. Again, it's like a big show. It's a big party. So, you got to have fun. People don't like car shopping a lot of times because they're like, you stand around and it's boring and it takes so long and things like that. You just
nailed it right there. The latter part of that. A lot of people would rather go to the dentist than go car shopping because it's just takes so long. Everybody hates being in a car dealership. The one thing that everybody agrees on is they wish the process could be faster.
Yep.
So, Mr. Dealer, listen to me when I tell you, you need to set up an event with us because we do so much of the process before they even show up.
Mm-hmm.
Trade evaluation or trade devaluation, trade acknowledgement.
Right.
credit application, set the appointment. We know what they want. We know what they're paying now. We know what their payoff is. We know all the things so that when you show up, all you have to do is put all the pieces of the puzzle together, turn them into finance, and ring the cash register.
And, you know, not only does the dealership enjoy that, the customer absolutely loves it.
They love it. They love it.
I mean, they love that it's so fast. And speaking of fast, again, short and show, you got another call coming in.
I do.
So he's got dealers calling for the one-day sales, our Facebook events. Go to BillyMerritt.com, find out more details. Don't forget also, by the way, if you missed Winning Together on Wednesday, if you missed that show, go watch it. I'm telling you, that was one of your best shows. I still love the He Said, She Said. To me, that's my favorite part of the show.
I have a gift, and that is to get a reaction.
Being humble. Oh, I thought maybe it was being humble. No, April has really started to shine in that segment.
I can still get her riled up.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. So go check that out. Smith, rattle off all the places they can see that.
YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. Wait, no, not LinkedIn. Instagram. Geezer. Podcast Addict. SoundCloud. This is listening, of course.
Geezer?
I believe it's Geezer.
That's what Paul.
Geezer?
That's what Paul listens to.
Geezer.com, baby. check out Feel Good Friday on Geezer.com.
You got me going blank now. Oh God, what was the website?
AngryOrchard.com.
That's right. Chance has already been on Geezer, apparently.
Happy Easter to all. Good point.
Yeah, it actually is. Happy Easter. Oh, and I'm so glad you said that because I almost forgot. It's National Autism Day.
Really?
Today, yeah, National Autism Day. So it's Autism Month in April. A lot of folks, I don't want to say, trying to figure out the way to say it.
I'm a wordsmith. You started.
Well, I mean, a lot of people are affected. I'll say that. A lot of people are affected by autism. It wasn't nearly as common, even just say, 10 or 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. Now it seems to be a lot more common with autism. I mean, do you know someone with autism?
Of course.
I mean, I know someone with autism. Smith, you know someone with autism?
And hats off to those parents who deal with that on a daily basis and make, their life functional and as normal as possible.
It really is. I mean, there's a lot. It's hard on the parents. It's a lot more difficult, but you don't want to treat them nearly as different as some people think they are.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. Smith, what is there colors or is there like a lot of these days have certain colors?
Yeah, it's blue.
Blue?
Okay. It may be Cubby Blue. I'm just saying it may be.
Or Kelly Blue.
Kelly Blue Book. Yeah. Perhaps, it may be.
So Randy Hill, go Dogs.
No, Autism Month, I believe. Yeah, it's blue. Yep. Yeah, it's blue. So don't forget to wear your blue.
So they do have a ribbon too. Mm-hmm. So we could do a blue ribbon. That's today.
I mean, it's National Autism Day, but it's Autism Month all month long. In April. So
a big blue ribbon.
Hey, look at
during the event would be a good sign of our support.
Very good tie-in. Well, hey, dude. Cheers.
Cheers.
Now go to work. I got to go to work too. I mean, so again, remember, don't forget, if you're going to be drinking this weekend or anytime, make sure you're not driving, be responsible. Even if you're doing the pub crawl like Billy does, you got to make sure that you're responsible. Okay.
Happy Friday.
Absolutely. Cheers. We'll see you next week.